Hello and welcome to Yoga Hub On Demand. My name is Shane, if we haven't practiced before, and I'm going to take us through a 45-minute sequence where we're going to be working on some funky flexors. Why is it funky? Because we're going to be switching muscles on that we might not have switched on before in the practice. I'm going to feel this maybe for a couple of days afterwards, but it's a really engaging way to practice. We might not practice like this all the time, but it's a nice way to switch muscles on, and instead of finding that space, we're looking to find that strength, find a nice balance in our practice. We're going to use a block in today's practice, so maybe grab on a block and I'll see you on the mat. So if you've done the hamstring class with me on Yoga Hub On Demand, I would have been working with a tilt of the hips, sticking the bum out the back to lengthen the back of the leg. Because we're working on the front of the leg today, we're going to be working with tucking the tailbone under. So I think about it almost like an elastic band at the front of my hip, an elastic band at the front of my knee. When I tuck my tailbone under and I lift my belly button up, I lengthen the space here between the knee and the hip at the front. That's going to really help us to get into the hip flexor and into the quad. We're going to start nice and easy, Shavasana. Down onto our backs. We'll take the hands out by the sides, palms facing up towards the ceiling, legs nice and wide. And just give the feet a little shake, release any tension. Give a little tilt of the hips forward and back. A little pinch of the shoulder blades, open the collarbones. You might close the eyes or just soften the gaze to the ceiling. I'm going to take a couple of minutes just to slow down so that we can allow the practice to happen. We're going to take 3 cleansing breaths together where we'll inhale through the nose and we're going to sigh out through the mouth. So I like to use this part in my practice, just letting go of something that I might be holding on to a little bit longer than I should be. Something that's annoying me, someone that's annoying me. I'm going to take this time and just breathe it out. Start with the exhale, release. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh it out. Deep inhale. Let it go. Deep inhale. And a little bit heavier. And closing the lips and just breathing through the nose. So when we breathe through our mouth, we overbreathe. When we overbreathe, we're sending a signal to our nervous system that there's a problem. We close the lips, breathe through the nose, we tap into the nervous system, we tell the mind everything's okay. Nice, slow, calm, deep breaths through the nose. Almost think about breathing from the tip of your nose right down to the tips of your toes. Letting go of any plans you have for the rest of the day. Letting go of anything that has come up for you already today. We can take this time to ground into our practice. You might like to set an intention for your practice. When you're ready, slowly blinking the eyes up. From here, we're going to bring the right knee into the chest. Place the right hand onto the right knee and place the left hand onto the front left hip bone. I'm going to use my right hand just to circle my right knee out, but I'm using my left hand to keep my left hip bone down on the mat. So as my left hip tries to lift up, I'm just kind of fooling myself here. So I just keep that left hip down as I circle my knee out. And change direction. Nice. Now I'm going to take the right hand off the right knee. I'm going to make those circles much bigger, but again, I'm keeping my left hip down with my left hand. Just opening up into that hip, changing direction. Nice, bring the right knee back to center. Now interlace your fingers around the front of your right shin. Flex both feet, so your toes are pointing back up towards your shins, and extend out through your left heel. And as you exhale, draw your right knee a little bit closer to your body. Now if any little pinch at the crease of your hip here, you might take the right knee out to the side and down towards the shoulder. So a little bit more space on the outside. Exhale, draw that right knee a little bit closer. Now see, can you keep your right knee exactly where it is? Try not to let it spring away from the body, and slowly release the hands from the front of the shin. That's your hip flexor kicking in. You can hear it in my voice. Place the palms of the hands up towards the ceiling, so the wrists are over the shoulders, and I'm going to use my hip flexor to squeeze my right knee towards my armpit. Now keeping my wrists over my shoulders, I'm going to lift my head and my shoulders off the mat. So you might notice your hands come forward, keep your hands over your shoulders, lift them a little higher. Squeeze the right knee towards the armpit. Just for 3, keep breathing here, try not to hold the breath. Push your lower back into the mat for 2. Lift a little higher, and on 1, release. Oh my God, reach the hands nice and long, point out through the toes. That's your hip flexor, that's what we're working into. Bring the left knee into the chest. Interlace the fingers around the front of that left knee. Actually, left hand, left hip, right hand, front right hip, and just start by circling that left hip out. So small, nice little slow circles to begin. Change in direction. Nice, now I take the hand off the knee and make the circles bigger, but I'm using my right hand to keep my right hip down. Change in direction. Nice, bring that left knee back to center. We'll interlace the fingers around the front of that left shin. Draw that left knee a little bit closer. So I'm flexing both feet and I'm pushing out through the sole of my right foot. Exhale, draw that left knee a little closer. You might take it out to the side and down if that feels more comfortable. Pushing my lower back into the mat. Keeping my left knee, trying not to let it spring away. Very slowly release the hands from the shin and reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Palms facing up. My wrists are over my shoulders. Exhale, draw that left knee towards the armpit. Keep the wrists over the shoulders. Lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Just for 3, keep breathing. I'm with you on it. I can feel it too. And on 1, release. Reach the hands overhead, point out through the toes. Big stretch. Bring both knees into the chest. Take the hands to the backs of the thighs, chin to chest, and just rock and roll. Forward and back. 2 or 3 of these. And then we'll rock and roll all the way up, cross over the ankles, and into our tabletop. So wrists are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips, index finger forward or slightly away so that my shoulders can stay nice and open. And I'm going to rock my shoulders forward and back. So my inhale rocks my shoulders forward. You'll feel an urge here, maybe to bend your elbows so you can come a little bit further forward. Resist that urge so that we can work into the wrists, keep the elbows straight. Exhale, bum to heels. 2 more like this. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Next time you inhale forward, exhale, circle around to the right. Inhale, circle forward to the left, and exhale, circle back to the right. And just start to become aware of the weight shifting across the palms of your hands, your fingertips. So what's going on in your body right now as you circle your shoulders around your wrists? Can you lead the movement with your shoulders? Change direction, and now lead the movement with your hips. Become aware of the weight on your knees, the fronts of your feet. Nice, come back to center. And from here we're going to bring the left knee to the left forearm, and we're going to slide the left knee up towards the armpit. Squeeze the left heel to the left glute. Just for 3, try to round the back. Use the hip flexor, 2, and on 1, bring that left knee down. Really nice. Right knee, right forearm. Slide the right knee up towards the armpit. Squeeze, 3. Squeeze a little tighter, 2. And on 1, bring the right knee down. Lovely. 1 more like this. Inhale, or left knee, left forearm. Slide the knee up. Squeeze, try to round the back, 2. And on 1, left knee down. Right knee for right forearm, slide it up. 3, 2, and on 1, release. Inhale to a cow pose. And exhale, round it out. One more like this. Inhale, cow pose. And exhale, round it out. Come back to your tabletop. I lied. We're going to take one more knee to elbow. This time you're going to have a little option to float your knees off the mat. Just as an option, if it's too much, keep the knees down. When we bring the knee to the elbow, when we're going to slide the knee up the elbow, what I generally see is that right knee will lift nice and high. But we want to keep the right knee down as we slide the left knee towards the armpit. When you're ready, knees up or knees down. I'm going to go with knees up. Left knee, left forearm. Keep the right knee down, slide the left knee up. 3. Oh my God. 2. Keep breathing. And on 1, bring the left foot down. Right knee, right forearm. Keep the left knee down, float it up. 3. Heel to glute. 2. And on 1, let it go. Release the knees. Inhale. Oh, so nice. Exhale, round it out. One more like this. Inhale up. And exhale, round. Tuck the toes, lift the sitting bones, downward facing dog. So just pedal it out, move it around. First one of this practice, shake the hips. I always like to find my bit of movement in my first down dog. And just checking to see what parts of my body are tight. So where needs a bit of attention today? Maybe it's in the shoulders, the hips. And I strengthen the palms of the hands. So I'm pushing the palms of the hands down into the floor and I'm trying to shift the weight towards the base of my thumb. I'm separating my shoulder blades at the back. I'm taking a micro bend in my knees and I'm lifting my sitting bones nice and high. Nice. Inhale forward to a plank pose. Release the knees down, point the elbows back, tuck your tailbone under, keep your elbows over your wrists as you lower your chest to the floor. Grip the mat, try to slide your body forward as you lift your chest up. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. One more like this. Inhale forward to plank. Option to take the knees down or pitch forward onto the tippy toes, elbows side of the body as you come down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a bend in the knees, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands, heart center. I'm going to move through a couple of sun salutations just to build a little bit of heat in the body if you haven't already. I'm nice and warm, but let's keep going. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the hands up the shins, open the collarbones. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Inhale, plank, you can take the knees down or come onto the tippy toes, forward movement coming down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Strong hands, separate the shoulder blades, crown of the head moving towards the thumbs, micro bend the knees, sitting bones high. And breathing from the tip of my nose right down into my heels. Take a bend in the knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway, open the collarbones, flick the tailbone. Exhale, bend the knees, let the head be heavy. Inhale all the way up. Lengthen the side of the body, fingertips alive. Exhale, look forward, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, slide forward as you lift up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Feel that heat building up inside the body. Check the hands, check the shoulder blades, check the sitting bones, crown of the head towards the thumbs so the spine is long. And so we know the movement, this time the focus is on the breath. Bend the knees, look forward, exhale, top of the mat.
Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, forward, down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. As you exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Push your right foot down into the floor, and as you inhale, sweep your hands forward and up. High lunge. And from here, take a micro bend in your back knee, tuck your tailbone under, and we're going to tap the back knee down onto the floor as we cactus the hands. But as we come down, think about your left knee coming forward and under the hip as it comes down. So you'll feel it in the front of this left leg. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot. Same exhale takes my foot back, brings me forward and down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Inhale, sweep forward as you come up. Exhale, right knee under the hip as I cactus the hands. Inhale up. Long exhale, frame the front foot, step back, forward movement, and down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, find your breath. Sure, we had so much crack there, we're going to go again. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Exhale, back knee under the hip as we cactus the hands. Inhale, hands reach up. Long exhale. Frame the front foot, step it back, forward and down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale, back knee under the hip so the hip flexor engages coming down. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, frame the front foot, step back, forward and down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Release the mat, knees nice and wide. Wide-legged child's pose. You're welcome. Taking the hands in underneath the head and just allowing the body to settle. So we take time after the effort to just appreciate the rest. The rest is just as important as the effort. So I'm checking here, where am I breathing? Can I slow my breath down? And can I specifically try to slow my exhale down? Becoming aware of the temperature increase in my body. And I'm feeling the sensation of the temperature of the room. And those are the things that are going on right now. And so all we really have is this moment in time. And then that moment is gone. And now all we have is this moment in time. We stay present. Nice. So we'll come all the way up onto our knees. I hope you're okay. That was just the warm-up. Now we're going to start moving. So when you're ready, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Try to round your back as much as you can. Bring your knee towards your armpit. Inhale, back up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Try to touch your armpit with your knee. Inhale, back up, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands and release the back knee down. Lovely. Inhale, hands reach up, low lunge. From our low lunge, we're going to tuck our tailbone under and sink our hips a little deeper. So we're going to allow that right knee to track forward, but we're going to keep our tailbone tucked under to protect our lower back. Fingertips are alive, shoulder blades rolling down the back. Now, if you're comfortable here, you might bring your left heel towards your left glute. You might take the left hand to the left heel. You might take the right hand to the left ankle. Well, both on the ankle here. Breathing wherever you are. So you'll see my lower rib cage is trying to flare out. Can I bring my lower rib cage back in space as I tuck my tailbone under? Just for 3. Keep breathing for 2. And on 1, if you're holding the back foot, slowly release. Inhale, hands reach up, low lunge. Exhale to a half split. Move the hips back in space, straighten the front leg. Inhale back to our low lunge. Exhale, half split. And this time in our half split, we're going to hold here. As you inhale, lift your chest and chin. And as you exhale, fold into that right leg. Now point your right toe. And then look at your right heel. And without leaning back, tell your right heel to lift off the mat. It's going to feel like that. Just for 3. A little higher. 2. And on 1, oh my God, all the cramps are good. Inhale, hands reach up. Low lunge. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Take the hands down by the sides, palms facing forward. Now as I inhale, I lift my chest and chin. And as I exhale, I'm going to lean into that right leg. Take the gaze to the floor. Find a focus point on the floor and come onto the tippy toe of the back foot. Now let the crown of your head lead the way as you float your back heel up. Warrior 3. Now try to keep your right hip up, but your left hip down. Collarbones open. Lift that left heel a little higher. 3, 2, and on 1 we step the left foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, hands reach up, high lunge. Exhale, hands heart center. Now push the palms of the hands into each other for stability. Bring your belly button back towards your spine and lean into your right leg. From here, we're going to bring the left knee into the chest, all the way up. So you might take a moment, you might tap that left knee up and down, find a bit of balance. Keep the hands pushed in, keep the belly button moving back, and bring the left knee a little bit closer to the chest. Maybe point the left toe, maybe straighten the left leg. For 3. For 2, and on 1, bending the left knee, hands reach up. My chest and chin are going to come forward here as I step my left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step back to plank. Inhale, plank, exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. What does your body need here? Staying in the down dog, maybe releasing the knees, coming back into a child's pose. Slowing the breath down. Really taking time to appreciate the effort. Appreciate the rest. Know that there's a balance in the practice. One more slow deep breath. And we're going to meet back in a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Try to round your back, bring your knee towards your armpit. Inhale, back up, 3-legged down dog. Push through your heel. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands and release the back knee down. My favorite cue from a teacher is release the back knee down. Inhale, hands reach up, low lunge. Nice. Now tuck your tailbone under, send your knee forward and sink your hips down. But keep the tailbone tucked under to protect the lower back. And as you tuck your tailbone under, you'll feel that in the front of your right leg. You might bring your right heel to your right glute, maybe right hand to right ankle, maybe left hand to right ankle. And so again, I'm trying not to flare my ribs out. I'm bringing my lower rib cage back in space as I tuck my tailbone. If you're holding the back foot, nice and slow, release. Hands reach up, low lunge. Exhale, half split, straightening that front leg, moving the hips back in space. Inhale up, low lunge. And exhale, half split. Staying in your half split, inhale, lift your chest and chin. And exhale, fold into that left leg. Point the left toe. Try not to lean back. And lift the left heel off the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Never gets easy. Inhale, hands reach up, low lunge. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Hands down by the sides, palms facing forward. Inhale, lift the chest and chin, and exhale, fold into that left leg. Belly button to spine, gaze is on the floor, crown of the head leads the way. Tippy toe of the back foot, and float the back heel. 3. Lift that right heel a little higher, drop that right hip a little lower. 2. Collarbones open. And on 1, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands heart center. Push the hands into each other, belly button to spine, lean into that left leg. Use the exhale, right knee to chest. Take a moment, maybe tap that foot up and down to find your balance, and bring that right knee in nice and close. Use your hip flexor to bring the right knee a little bit closer. Maybe point the right toe, maybe straighten the right leg. 3, 2, and on 1, chest and chin coming forward as we step the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, hands frame the front foot, step back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back down. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot outside of right hand. And release the back knee down. So from here, you go grab a block or a couple of books or whatever it is you have, and we're going to come up onto the fingertips. So we're going to really open up into this front left hip flexor. We've been doing a lot of strengthening work here. Now we're going to come into our lizard pose, and we're just going to find a bit of space. We're going to be here for about 10 breaths. So taking your time to get into it, I start by coming up onto my fingertips and lifting my collarbones nice and high. And then I'm thinking about my right heel trying to slide towards my left knee, just for a little bit of engagement. Then I start to walk the hands a little bit further forward if that feels comfortable. And if I'm comfortable here, I might bring my elbows down onto a block. And I might come down here and go, no, that's a bit much for today. And I come back up. And we're going to be here for about 10 breaths. So find a place that you're going to be able to stay in for 10 breaths. So if you're in a place right now where you're going, it's tough here, ease out of it. And then over the next couple of breaths, you can start to ease into it. Finding a softness in my jaw, a softness in my lips, maybe letting the head be a little heavier, releasing any tension in the shoulders, and becoming aware whereabouts in my body I'm feeling this. And my mind is saying we need to get out of here. But I slow my breath down and I breathe into the discomfort. I'm training my mind to stay calm in moments of panic. 2 more breaths. Start to walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. We'll tuck the back toe and lift the back and step back to plank. Straight to downward facing dog. And just pedal it out. Inhale, left leg lifts. And exhale, left foot outside of left hand. And we release that back knee down. So take a moment, get yourself set up, maybe using your block here to begin with. Up onto the fingertips, collarbones high, tailbone tucked under. Maybe walking the hands a little bit further forward. Maybe a couple of breaths here. And maybe bringing the elbows down onto the block. And so it might be very different on the other side. There's no judgment, just checking in. So for me, much tighter on this side. If the back toe is tucked, maybe untucking the back toe. And so I'm scanning through my body to see where in my body am I holding a subconscious tension. Nice and easy, we'll walk the hands back in underneath the shoulders. We'll tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, step it back to plank. Nice. Inhale, plank. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. We release the knees down onto the mat. We'll sit the bum back to the heels. We're just going to drop the right hip out to the side and take the feet out in front. Lovely, so we've opened up into these hip flexors and these quads. You should really feel this, and you're probably going to feel this for a couple of days if I'm honest, but that means you felt something and it's working. So this next one is, I remember the first time I did this with a teacher and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he asked me to do that. I'm going to take the legs nice and wide. I'm going to grab a block or a book or whatever it is you have and place it on the inside of your right ankle. Going to lift our chest and chin nice and high. You might take the bum out of the way to create a bit of space. And we're going to turn our chest towards our left knee. Inhale, hands reach up. We're going to come down in 3 breaths. So as you exhale, come a third of the way down. Inhale, reach a little bit further forward. And exhale, come 2/3 down. Inhale, lengthen a little bit further forward. And exhale, come all the way down. Hands to the mat or the floor. Inhale, lift the chest and chin, and then use the hands to guide the chin a little bit further forward. And point the left toe, and without leaning back, no cheating, lift your left heel over the block and back. Lean into the left leg, over the block and back. Lean into the left leg, over the block, and back. Just 5 more. I'm joking, let's get out of there. Bring the block over to the right side. Come all the way up. Turn the chest towards that right knee. 3 breaths coming down. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, a third of the way down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 2/3. Inhale, reach. And exhale, hands to the floor. Now, are you cheating? Are you leaning back slightly? Have you got less of a forward fold on this side because you know where we're going? Inhale, lift the chest and chin. Use the hands and fold into that left leg, or right leg, sorry. Point the right toes over the block and back. Over the block and back. Just 1 more. Over the block and back. Shake the legs out. Bring the feet back together. Cameraman's roaring laughing here. He feels it too. Just shake it out. Give the legs a little bang. Whoa, a little massage. Well done. So that's switching all those muscles that we generally kind of switch off in our practice.
back on again. Lovely, we'll come down onto our backs. Take a bend in the knees and just bring the knees into the chest. I'm going to take a happy baby here. So hands taking hold of either the ankles, the outside edges of the feet, or interlace an index finger, middle finger around the big toe. And what I'm looking to do here is keep a connection with my lower back on the mat. So if you feel like your lower back is lifted nice and high, just take the hands onto the ankles so that you can bring the lower back down onto the mat. And just a little sway side to side. And we'll slow the practice down. Nice, we'll release the soles of the feet back down onto the mat. We're going to come into our Supta Baddha Konasana, our reclined butterfly, just to allow a little bit of space in the inner thighs. So start to heel toe your feet in towards each other. Toes and heels touch and just let the knees fall away from each other. So we're going to be here for about 2 or 3 minutes. So what I find really useful here is just taking my hands onto my outer thighs and taking a little bit of the weight. And so we have these stretch receptors or these pain receptors in our body, and that's the little sensation you're starting to feel in your inner thigh. But then over time, the mind starts to trust the body and it realizes that it's safe, and the stretch release or the stretch receptors just start to ease off a little bit and the sensation goes. And then after about maybe a minute, you'll be allowed to let the knees fall a little bit further away from each other. And so as I exhale here, I'm using the weight of my legs, my knees, just to drop them a little bit deeper. You might explore a little tilt of the hips forward and back. And so again, as the mind wanders, can you keep bringing yourself back to sensation? So we've been here for a little while. So take your hands and place the palms of your hands to your inner thighs. Now start to press the palms of your hands into your inner thighs. Keep that same engagement as you start to bring your knees back together. So you'll feel the inner thighs start to engage nice and slowly. I'm pushing my hands into my inner thighs as I bring my knees back to center. Lovely. We'll heel toe the feet to the edges of the mat. Take an inhale with the knees at center, and as you exhale, just let the knees drop over to the right side. A couple of moments here, just letting the knees be nice and heavy. Release the tension. Softness in the ankles, the inner thighs. And you allow the hips to release, the glutes. Next inhale brings the knees back to center. And exhale, knees drop over to the left.
Nice and easy, bringing the knees back to center. Bring the knees into the chest, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. 3, 2, and on 1, let it go. We set up for our Shavasana. So taking the legs nice and long, we're going to bring the heels to the edges of the mat, hands down by the sides, palms facing up. Little gentle rock of the feet in and out. And then let the feet fall away from each other. Little tilt of the hips forward and back. Find that softness at the base of the spine. Nice little pinch of the shoulder blades together at the back. Opening the palms of the hands towards the ceiling. Lifting the head off the mat, tuck the chin to the chest and release the back of the head down. Allow the heels to be a little bit heavier. Feel the weight in the backs of the calves. Softening the back of the knee. And feeling the weight in the legs. Giving the weight of your hips to the floor. Letting the collarbones fall away from each other and giving the weight of your shoulder blades to the floor. And the palm of my right hand opens up in a gesture of receiving. And the palm of my left hand opens up in a gesture of giving it all away. Softness in the jaw, the lips, the forehead, the eyelids. Let the back of the head be heavier. I'm going to take a deep inhale through the nose, and as we sigh out through the mouth, we're going to allow our body to sink into the floor. Deep inhale through the nose, and heavy. I recommend staying here for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm going to leave you here. Thank you for sharing your practice. I hope to see you on the mat again soon. Namaste.